Hi everyone, it's Bert and we're back with another controller unboxing slash review from PowerA. In the past we did their wired controller for the Nintendo Switch, and today we're going to be talking about their newer controller, which is the wireless controller. Now they are calling it the enhanced wireless controller, and we'll kind of talk about why. Now this past controller, which we did do a review on, is somewhat cordless when you're not playing it, so you can take the cord apart. And one of the best things about this cord was that it's 10 feet, so you can sit really far away from the TV, play whatever you need, which is kind of rare these days. However, it is, like I said, wireless. When you take it off and you store it, you don't have to have that cord nearby, but other than that, you do need the cord. Now, one of the negative things about this controller is I did have to actually call PowerA to get a new cord. Unfortunately, they use a proprietary USB cable in here that slides into the inside of the actual slot here. So you can't use any standard USB, mini USB in here, which is kind of unfortunate. However, they were fantastic with support. I got a new cord from them within about a week, which is super fast. It just quit working on me. So these were initially $29.99. They still are, and PowerA has gone super deep into the different skins and things that you can get for these. So I've seen gold ones, pink ones, silver ones, all kinds of different Zelda. We actually have the other Zelda one, which is right here, and kind of show it to you. We use it for another type of multiplayer as well. They've both been great. The joysticks do come off, but you can't really replace them with anything, so that was kind of an interesting thing. And just for comparison's sake here, we do have the Pro controller here, which in my opinion is still going to be the best place to do wireless, completely wireless. And we'll kind of talk about why in just a second. But these were a good type of controller for what you're looking for the cost. So $29.99. Let me get this out of the way to do some comparison to the actual unboxing that we're here for. So for starters, this controller does run $49.99. I have seen it on sale at a few places like Amazon. I think Best Buy had a brief sale on them for about $45. So depending on where you're going, you're going to find your deals there. One of the biggest things that's different about this one is that you do have motion controls with this one. You still do not have NFC, so if you're trying to read your Amiibo on there or anything along those lines, you still can't do it with this one. But a plus that does not exist here is with this one, you can map your buttons. And you can map anything but the capture, home, plus and minus, things like that. So your A, B, X, Y, and your bumpers at the top are the things that you can map to the back. So this is the Super Mario Shadow one. That's what I believe they are calling it. It is one of the more rare ones to find at launch. However, I've seen them a lot more common now. There's a Zelda one, and then there's some really cool colored ones, which are like a black with red buttons and then a red with black buttons. So they kind of switch them around. But let's get it open and let's talk about what the differences are about them. So before I get it open, there's a lot of tapes and stuff in here, so I will fast forward that for us right now. Back from the fast forwarding, it does have a brief little instruction manual. Let me put this here in the front so you can kind of see this all. It kind of gives you everything on how it works, how you map things. We're not going to really care about that, so let's get this out of the way. Let's get the actual controller out. So it's a very simple unboxing. There's really not much to it. And like we did say, it is wireless. So you do get a pair of AAA batteries that kind of come along with it. Sorry, AA's, what am I thinking here? These are the standard Duracell ones. These are pretty common, even like with the Xbox controller, which does not have an internal battery either. But this is kind of a plus and minus. It's really up to you on what you prefer. So some people like having these batteries because you can easily plug and play batteries in them. If you have rechargeable, like the Energizer rechargeable, there's also the third-party kind of not as long-lasting batteries that you can use. But these are your typical Duracell batteries. They do estimate that the battery life for this controller is around 30 hours with a good set of batteries. So if you use kind of the upper Energizer batteries, maybe 35 hours, you could kind of guess in there. I haven't really done any testing. Obviously, I'm just opening it, but that's kind of what it works with. So first impressions are, it feels kind of cheap. I wouldn't say like bad cheap. It just feels really light. Obviously, adding some batteries in there will probably get you exactly what you need from a weight perspective. But the buttons feel pretty good. Nothing really feeling too bad. They feel very similar to the wired controller. Another immediate thing is look at the difference in size just in joysticks between the two of these. So the new wireless controller has a lot smaller of a joystick as far as the top goes. D-pads look identical, and the buttons all look identical in size as well. Bumpers at the top, so your L, R, ZR and then your ZL and ZR look and feel very similar. There's no difference on them. If we take a look at the back, nothing really too special or crazy here. You enter your AA's back there, and then you have your 2 extra buttons, which is the biggest difference here outside of the wireless things here. So once again, you can map these buttons, you can map your triggers, bumpers, whatever you want to call them. You cannot map these here, unfortunately. If you were going to use that or not, I'm not sure if you would use that for whatever reason. But let's take a look at the back again. So here is how you do the mapping in the back. You hold this, it starts blinking, and then you would choose like the button B if you want to map that as your specific type of mapping that you're going to use those back buttons for. So kind of cool. It does work with Bluetooth technology, so you'll probably see some modifications come out for that to use it for maybe a computer and other things like that. There is a quick little note here mentioning that you do need to have the Nintendo Switch 6.0.0 update in order to be able to play with this controller. So if you're one of the people that has maybe modified your Switch or something along those lines and you're staying on an older system, I guess you can't use it for this. Now, there's probably a workaround or something you can do for that, but that's kind of going to be your positive or negative. So once again, it does come with batteries, so you don't have to worry about that. I use rechargeable batteries for my Xbox, so I'll probably continue to use that here. Once again, you're looking at 30 hours. Now, as far as comparisons go to the Pro Controller, so Pro Controller immediately feels just a lot more high quality. I'm always going to say that Nintendo makes great first-party controllers, and I'm going to stick to that here. The buttons just feel a lot more high quality. Another thing that is a plus from the wired controllers, these do have motion. So you can use motion just like the Pro Controller. $49.99 compared to what we've seen, even the Switch Pro Controller maybe goes on sale every once in a while. I've seen it as low as $69.99, but when they first came out, they were at $80, $79.99. So what are you really getting for that $20 to $30 cheaper? Well, it's not Nintendo. PowerA, I'm not going to really say is horrible quality or good quality. It's somewhere in the middle. They do have good support though, so I will say maybe take a risk on it to kind of see if that's something that you want to take a risk for if they're cheaper. So another positive about PowerA is, like I mentioned with the wired controllers, there's tons of different colors for these. So if you're maybe a Nintendo collector, you might go this route just from getting all the cool different skins, fronts with Zelda. Like I said, there's a Mario one. There's, I think, an 8-bit looking one similar to this one. So it's really going to depend on how you like that. So I don't really have a full review for you at this current time. I have played a ton with the wired controller. No real negatives from it, aside from the lack in technology in them. You are saving money though. So, you know, do you lose the technology for something as simple as Mario Kart, or you're looking for something super precision based, you're probably going to want the Pro Controller. I do, however, prefer these over the Joy-Cons when even you connect it to the base of the controller there. So really going to depend on what you're looking for, quality, money. It's really going to come down to you. I do suggest this though if you're looking just for a third player, fourth player, even a second player controller with your spouse, kids, whatever the case is, this might be the better route, especially if your kids maybe get destructive with items or not. But that's kind of our unboxing review, guys. Not much to this at all. Cool little offering from PowerA. If it interests you, go pick it up. You're able to find them at Target, Best Buy, GameStop, pretty much anywhere. And now that these have been out in the wild a little bit longer, not as hard to find certain colors and skins like that. So hope you like it. Make sure to subscribe and like these. We do like doing these fairly often, and hopefully you got something out of it. Thanks for watching.